What's up, guys? It's Beating Barry from Storm Track TV. You're watching Trees and Truck Stops. What are we doing today? Well, some of you may have seen this car with a safari rack on it, which is actually the way I prefer to keep it. Well, that was on there for about 2 months and I really wasn't satisfied with what happened to the roof afterwards. So we're going to be reworking that today and we're going to be putting it back. We're going to be talking a little about luggage hauling and extra storage on your chase rig. So stick around. It's about to get fun. So okay, safari baskets, luggage racks, that type of thing. What are they? How do they work? Well, odds are you already know. It's a basket that you put on your roof so that you can haul more crap. A bunch of people have one. They're very popular with the off-road crowd. But you can use one on-road, and nobody says it has to be a Jeep or some jacked-up pickup truck in order to have one. So today we're going to be putting one on here. Now, I originally started with a Walmart Aero basket, and that was attached to the base of a rooftop bicycle carrier that was procured from Raps Bicycles in Butler, Pennsylvania. Now, this type of setup was ideal for this car and I had to make some modifications to the existing rack to make it fit, but I'm very happy with the outcome. What I'm not happy with, however, are the scratches on the roof and the residue left behind by the old pad, so we're going to be padding those. Also, cheap Aero baskets have a tendency to rust, especially at the hardware, and mine was no exception. We're going to be fixing that today, and we're going to be getting this thing saddled back up again. Now honestly, this basket has only been around for about 2 months on that car, but it's seen some better days, and in Pennsylvania you get rust on anything that's not covered, and guess what? Pot metal hardware rusts. So we're going to go ahead and take care of that. Okay, so here's the time to put the roof basket on. I already had this basket on the car before with this rack, so everything was already spaced properly where it needed to be. I don't recommend doing it one man, as you just saw me drop it on the roof, and that created a couple more little dimple dents. But once it got up there, you get it into place and you get it straight. You want to make sure that it's centered. In the door channels, I secured the straps with 4 sheet metal screws, and this is very similar to the way that modern police light bars are installed. And of course, with this car, it's designed for that already, so I made use of that spacing. You might notice I already put some foam padding or weather stripping from air conditioning units on the bottom sides of the brackets and the feet so that it won't mar the finish. After that, you go ahead, tighten down your retention screws, which is usually a large thumb wheel on all 4 corners. Get that snugged on there. It's going to be in just the right spot. You're going to love it. It's not coming off and it's not going to buckle. And there we are. It's done. It's back. And it's not going to scratch the paint up. It's not going to ruin things. Alright, so what if you don't want a basket on your roof and you still need to carry extra stuff? Well, luckily, they still make these things. This is a hitch basket. It's real easy, and I'll show you how to put it on. One thing to note is receiver hitch size. If you have a car with a small receiver hitch like this one does, you're going to need an adapter to make it able to carry your rack basket. A hitch basket is one of the easiest ways to install a cargo carrier, and by one of I mean probably the easiest. First, you just remove the pin if it's already there, pick up the basket, slide it into the receiver hitch, match up the holes, shove your pin through, and put the clip on the pin. It's really that easy. Receiver hitch basket. Alright, so now you've got a rack to put all of your cargo on, whether it's on your roof or on your hitch. How do you secure it? Yes, you have to secure it. You know, the police are really adept at finding ways to get money out of motorists, so you want to avoid that? Secure your cargo. That's one of the fastest and easiest tickets to write, is somebody driving down the street with a bunch of stuff flopping all over the place and it's not secured in place. And how do you avoid that potential of a $300 chicken shit ticket? Well, with $5 worth of bungee cords, 3 if you get them at a dollar store. Super easy on these. You just hitch them in place and stretch them over to where you want. See that? It's that easy. Your crap could be under there. But will bungee cords work on my roof basket? Of course they'll work on the roof basket. I have something else though that I use, which is these nets. There are elastic cargo nets that have all these little plastic hooks on them. However, be careful when you use one of these, because if you ball it up to put it in a storage bin or throw it in the back seat of the car, you wind up with a hooked together mess. I mean, there's got to be 10 or 12 hooks on this, and they're all hooked around each other right now, so just watch out for that. But this is really one of the easiest videos to do ever, and it's one of the easiest concepts to grasp. You need to carry your extra stuff. You don't have any more room. Put it on the back, put it on the roof, tie it down. You're good to go. But Dean, we're storm chasers. We go out in the rain. We go out in the hail. How do we keep our stuff dry when it's outside the car? I'm glad you asked. Waterproof bags. These are sold at Walmart and Target in your neighborhood, and sometimes even designed specifically to fit rooftop and rack baskets. Glad you asked, and now you know. Alright, so I hope you found this informative at least, and some of you guys that are younger and haven't dealt with cars much, now you know something you probably didn't know before, and kind of how to go about doing it. So, until next time, this has been B. Dean Barry for Storm Track TV, and you've been watching Trees and Truck Stops.